Have you ever tried to make a big change in your life, only to find yourself back where you started a few weeks later? You're not alone. I often believe that massive success requires massive action. But what if the secret to achieving your goals isn't about making a huge, life-altering leap? What if it's about the small, almost invisible choices you make every single day? This is the core idea behind the best-selling book, Atomic Habits. It reveals a powerful truth. Real, lasting change comes from the compound effect of hundreds of tiny decisions. These are your atomic habits, and they have the power to completely reshape your life. Let's dive into how this works on a neurological level. Every habit you have, good or bad, follows a simple four-step loop in your brain. The cue, the craving, the response, and the reward. This loop is the backbone of all human behavior. Imagine you feel stressed. That's your cue. Your brain then craves a feeling of relief. That's the craving. So, you might reach for a sugary snack. That's the response. The sweet taste and the brief energy boost give you a moment of pleasure. That's the reward. This reward tells your brain, hey, that worked. Next time we feel stressed, let's do that again. Over time, this loop becomes automated. The connection between the cue and the response becomes so strong that you perform the habit without even thinking about it. Your brain literally rewires itself to make this process as efficient as possible. This is why trying to break a bad habit with sheer willpower is often a losing battle. You're fighting against a deeply ingrained neurological pathway. It's like trying to stop a river with your bare hands. The more you repeat a habit, the more it becomes part of your identity. You don't just do the habit, you become the kind of person who does it. This is a crucial distinction. Instead of saying, I'm trying to eat healthier, you start to think, I am a healthy eater. This shift in identity makes it much easier to stick with your new behaviors. So how do we use this neurological loop to our advantage? How do we build good habits and break bad ones? The book outlines 4 simple laws that hack this system. The first law is to make it obvious. Your environment is the invisible hand that shapes your behavior. To build a new habit, you need to make the cues obvious and visible. If you want to read more, don't just hope you'll remember. Place a book on your pillow. Now, the cue to read is the first thing you see when you go to bed. Conversely, to break a bad habit, you need to make the cues invisible. If you find yourself mindlessly scrolling on your phone, move the distracting apps off your home screen and into a folder. By adding a little bit of friction, you disrupt the automated loop. This brings us to one of the most powerful techniques, habit stacking. Instead of trying to create a new habit out of thin air, you link it to an existing one. The formula is simple. After I current habit, I will new habit. For example, after I pour my morning cup of coffee, I will meditate for 1 minute. Your existing habit, pouring coffee, becomes the cue for your new habit, meditation. It's a brilliant way to slot new behaviors into your established routine without needing extra motivation. The second law of behavior change is to make it attractive. Our brains are wired to seek pleasure and rewards. We're more likely to repeat a behavior if we find it enjoyable. So if you want to make a new habit stick, you need to make it more appealing. One way to do this is through temptation bundling. Pair an action you want to do with an action you need to do. For instance, you could say, I will only listen to my favorite podcast while I'm exercising. Suddenly, exercise isn't just a chore. It's an opportunity to enjoy something you love. You start to look forward to the workout because it's linked with a positive experience. You're essentially bribing your brain to do the hard thing by connecting it to an immediate reward. You can also join a culture where your desired behavior is the normal behavior. Humans are herd animals. We want to fit in and be accepted by our tribe. When you surround yourself with people who already have the habits you want to build, their actions become the norm. If all your friends are active and enjoy hiking, you're more likely to become active yourself. Their behavior seems attractive and normal, which pulls you along with them. The desire to belong is a powerful motivator for change. The third law is to make it easy. We are naturally drawn to the path of least resistance. The more energy a habit requires, the less likely we are to do it. This is why we so often fail when we try to make drastic changes overnight. Instead of trying to run 5 miles a day, start with something ridiculously small. Use the 2-minute rule. When you start a new habit, it should take less than 2 minutes to do. Read before bed becomes read 1 page. Do yoga becomes take out my yoga mat. The point is not to achieve a huge result immediately. The point is to master the art of showing up. You need to standardize before you optimize. A habit must be established before it can be improved. Once you've made taking out your yoga mat a consistent habit, you can start doing a few stretches and then a full routine. This concept is called environment design. It's about reducing the friction associated with good behaviors and increasing the friction associated with bad ones. Prime your environment for future success. If you want to drink more water, fill up a water bottle and place it on your desk each morning. If you want to stop watching so much television, unplug the TV after each use and take the batteries out of the remote. This small amount of friction is often enough to make you pause and reconsider whether you really want to engage in that habit. You're making the easy choice, the better choice. Finally, the fourth law is to make it satisfying. Your brain needs an immediate reward to reinforce a new behavior. The problem is that many good habits have delayed rewards. The benefits of exercising today won't be visible for weeks or months. This is where a habit tracker comes in. Simply making a check mark on a calendar after you complete your habit can provide a small hit of satisfaction. It creates a visual representation of your progress, and you won't want to break the chain of successes. This immediate visual feedback makes the process satisfying. It turns habit formation into a game you want to win. You're not just waiting for the long-term results. You're getting a small, immediate reward every single time you perform the action. You can also create a loyalty program for yourself. For example, every time you skip an unnecessary purchase, you can transfer that amount of money into a special savings account for something you really want, like a vacation. This makes the act of saving immediately rewarding. So, to recap the 4 laws, make it obvious, make it attractive, make it easy, make it satisfying. These principles work together to engineer a system where good habits are the natural and easy choice. They automate your success by aligning your daily actions with your long-term goals. It's not about one single, defining moment. It's about thousands of small battles and tiny decisions. It's about choosing to read 1 page, to do 1 push-up, to save $1. Each choice is like a single vote for the type of person you want to become. No single vote will transform your beliefs, but as the votes build up, so does the evidence of your new identity. This is why small habits matter so much. They don't just deliver results. They change who you are. Your habits shape your identity, and your identity shapes your habits. It's a continuous feedback loop. If you want to improve your life, don't focus on the goal itself. Focus on the system that will get you there. Your outcomes are a lagging measure of your habits. Your net worth is a lagging measure of your financial habits. Your health is a lagging measure of your daily choices. If you can get just 1% better each day, the results over a year will be staggering. It's the power of compounding applied to self-improvement. Small atomic habits are the fundamental units of a remarkable life. They are the building blocks of success. By understanding the science behind how habits work, you can stop fighting against your brain and start working with it. You can design an environment and a routine that gently guides you toward your goals, making success the inevitable outcome of your daily life. Thank you for watching. If you found this helpful and want more insights on personal growth and motivation, be sure to subscribe to Motivational Repo. Your journey to a better you starts with a single, tiny step.